Merry meet Annie here. Is whimsy a word you would think of in these last days of autumn? Probably not. I'm not going to lie. I don't like cold weather. Even bundled up in my best imitation of Ralphie, I don't like the cold. I don't hibernate, and in fact, I make an effort not to do so, as my tendency would be to stay inside warm and cuddling a dog or two. But a few years ago, after I duly put on as many layers as I could and still be able to move my legs to walk, I was in the woods. And this poem happened because of a feather and the song of a bird somewhere high up above. A feather drifts on erratic breeze. Deep in the woods, the trill of a single bird. In the midst of solemnity, gaiety. Nature teaches us not to always take ourselves so seriously. Autumn and every season holds its moments of radiance. We look to what is around us to take ourselves outside of ourselves. Today I seek the lightness in the world. It's a day for watching clouds and daydreaming. I choose to be delighted. We've just had a morning snowfall here, the kind that doesn't last much past sunrise. But for a moment, all was white and it was a hint of winter to come. I was out with the dogs and I swear you could hear the soft plop of each snowflake. That's the nature of snow this time of the year, heavy and damp and, well, maybe a bit reluctant. I swear the flakes were whispering, "What's the point of this?" as they drifted towards the too warm earth. But they had their moment of glory. The smallest of our dogs, all 8 pounds of him, tried to dance between the flakes. They were an inconvenience, just a wetness that got in his way. But Ernie, who many of you have come to know, had a different experience altogether. Each snowflake, and I do mean every individual snowflake, was an excitement to him. Something to explore as it drifted past his nose. And a matter of curiosity, with him making his bulldog frown when every flake disappeared into the ground. Oh, well then. All the more reason to look up at what continued to fall. At least it seemed that was his philosophy. He stood still, the black fur on his face turning all frosty and glittery, flicking one of his bat ears every now and then when they collected too many flakes, but completely content to be in the moment, even when the little dog was already begging to come back indoors. Ernie was happy to be right where he was. You know what Ernie was doing? He was living the last line of my poem. He was choosing to be delighted. At least that's what I imagine. When I came inside, I was looking at some files on my computer and came across this little poem about snowfall. The poem is by Nikki Giovanni. By the way, a very fascinating woman. It was a perfect poem right after the experience of morning snow. Once a snowflake fell on my brow, and I loved it so much, and I kissed it, and it was happy, and called its cousins and brothers, and a web of snow engulfed me. Then I reached to love them all, and I squeezed them, and they became a spring rain, and I stood perfectly still and was a flower. What can you find that will delight you in these last days of autumn? Autumn gets too solemn of a rep. There are moments of whimsy to be had. I wish you all mirth and reverence. Merry part.